There are 3 things on your checked bags right now that are basically signaling to airport thieves, take what's inside, and the ironic part is you probably believe at least one of these is actually safeguarding your belongings. Today, I'm going to reveal what these seemingly harmless mistakes are and how you can prevent theft from your checked luggage with a few straightforward adjustments. But first, it's essential to understand how thieves operate, because once you grasp their mindset, everything else will fall into place. Essentially, airport thieves are constantly performing a rapid mental calculation. Is this worth the risk? How much effort is required? And what are the odds of getting caught? Criminologists actually have a term for this, rational choice theory, which explains that criminals seek the path of least resistance with the greatest payoff. 3 specific elements contribute to this: time pressure, blending in, and plausible deniability, which is why a thief can casually walk away with your bag in front of a crowd and no one intervenes. In fact, you'll see the same individual repeatedly making off with suitcases that aren't his, exiting the airport completely uninterrupted. So keep those 3 factors in mind. The first issue making your checked luggage a prime target is your TSA lock, and I realize this sounds completely counterintuitive because most people assume a lock is meant to protect their possessions. But the irony is that when a thief spots a TSA lock on a suitcase, their interest is instantly sparked. After all, people don't bother locking up dirty laundry or worthless items. They lock up valuables, and this plays directly into that risk-reward calculation running through a thief's mind. But it gets worse. Those TSA locks, which are supposedly exclusive to airport security, have been leaked online, meaning anyone can 3D print them or purchase them cheaply, so you're essentially advertising that you've locked up valuables using a lock that offers no real security. Then there's the pen trick. The lock only secures the zipper pulls together, but the actual zipper track can be forced open simply by poking it with a ballpoint pen. Watch this. Pretend this is your checked luggage, you just stab it, it opens, easy. After rummaging through your belongings, the thief can zip it back up and you'd never know. If something turns up missing when you land, you might just assume you forgot to pack it. One effective solution is luggage with tamper-proof zippers, like this pack-safe bag that I literally cannot stab into even if I tried, but aside from a few other suitcases with this feature, which I'll link to, the pen trick works on nearly anything with a zipper. This is where time pressure comes into play. Whether it's a dishonest baggage handler or a traveler targeting bags, their window of opportunity is limited, and they're scanning for luggage that signals high value and easy access, which is exactly what a TSA lock communicates. To make matters worse, even if thieves don't target you, airport security frequently breaks these locks themselves and sometimes damages your luggage trying to get inside, leaving your belongings exposed for the remainder of your trip. I'll admit that a TSA lock might deter an opportunistic thief who hadn't planned on stealing, but you can be sure a professional came prepared with both a pen and a key, so why not simply avoid drawing either type of thief's attention in the first place? You can make your luggage less conspicuous by using low-key alternatives like zip ties, key rings, or those small spiral fasteners that can be cut off easily without causing damage. Since the zippers on my suitcase are black, I prefer using a neatly trimmed zip tie, which is practically invisible to a thief compared to a large shiny lock, and it's also very easy for TSA to snip off if they need access. Just remember to pack a pair of nail clippers in your carry-on so you can remove the zip tie yourself when you reach your destination. Another option is a luggage cover like this one, which adds an extra layer of protection, or you could even use plastic wrap. Many airports offer luggage wrapping services, but you can bring your own saran wrap to save money. This completely neutralizes the pen trick since the zipper isn't even accessible, and removing all that wrap is far too much trouble for a thief. Next, let's talk about your luggage tags. Does everyone who handles your bag really need to know where you live? Because a luggage tag displaying your home address is essentially telling thieves 3 things. 1. You're not home right now. You're traveling. 2. Here's the exact address of what may be an empty house. And 3. If you can afford to travel, you probably have a home worth targeting. At that point, the risk-reward calculation is heavily tilted in their favor. You might be thinking, sure, but does this actually happen? And you're right that it's rarely reported in the news, but that's largely because such crimes are incredibly difficult to detect and even harder to prove. This is precisely why a former professional thief who confessed to over 20,000 residential burglaries admitted that he loved hanging around airport check-in counters specifically to collect home addresses from luggage tags. And it's not just burglars you have to worry about. A TikTok user named Kristen was sitting at the airport during her layover when she received a text from a complete stranger that read, "Hi Kristen, which isn't even my name is Nate. I saw you and thought you were so beautiful, so I had to find a way to talk to you. I saw your number on your luggage tag and decided to text you. I promise this isn't as weird as it seems. Give a guy a chance." Yikes. The worst part is her home address was also on the tag, so now the stranger knows exactly where she lives. This kind of exposure can happen in check-in areas since they're accessible to the public and anyone can walk right in, and if you've ever taken a moment to look around the airport and notice how many travelers are completely zoned out, glued to their phones with headphones on, you'd quickly realize how easy it would be for a thief to discreetly snap photos of luggage tags. The baggage claim area is another potentially risky spot, though it's generally restricted to passengers only. But if you think about it, it's not far-fetched to imagine a thief buying a cheap $25 budget airline ticket to a destination like Vegas, heading down to baggage claim, photographing the tags of some high rollers, sending those addresses to associates back home, and flying back in time for dinner. And then, of course, there's always airline staff and contractors who regularly handle your luggage and see your tags up close. The simple solution is to use a luggage tag with a privacy cover that conceals your personal information, and make sure to flip that info card backwards so even your name isn't visible. And for even more privacy, you can use a work phone number and a work address, or simply list an email alias. I personally use this tag from Spygen that features a magnetic privacy flap. It feels fairly sophisticated and coordinates well with my suitcase. But you can also find very affordable brightly colored ones on Amazon that I'll link to, which actually help your bag stand out even more. That brings me to the next thing luggage thieves look for. But before we get into that, if you picked up something useful from this video, give it a like and subscribe for more tips on traveling safer and smarter. So, if you own a plain black suitcase that looks like hundreds of others on the carousel, you're making things incredibly easy for a checked luggage thief for two reasons. First, it blends in, without any distinctive features. A thief can casually grab it from the baggage claim without drawing any attention. In fact, Harbor Police arrested a baggage thief not far from the airport and discovered 14 stolen suitcases in the back of his pickup truck. Thieves want to look like ordinary, low-profile travelers, so if they walk off with a bright, unique piece of luggage, people will notice. But if it's a generic black bag, everyone just assumes it's an honest mistake. That's where the principle of plausible deniability comes in. Professional thieves always have an excuse ready. Oops, wrong bag. My bad. That excuse works perfectly for a nondescript suitcase, but it's never going to fly with a neon yellow bag covered in stickers. There are two ways to address this without buying new luggage, one obvious and one not so obvious. The obvious solution is to make your bag unmistakable by adding stickers, patches, colorful straps, or similar distinctive features. This alone shifts the risk-reward calculation away from the thief. The less obvious tip has to do with timing. The first bags that come off the plane and roll onto the carousel are more vulnerable to theft simply because fewer people are gathered around, making it easier for a thief to grab a suitcase or discreetly photograph luggage tags without witnesses. That's why it's always a good idea to get to the baggage claim area as quickly as possible. Even if you assume your bag will take a while to appear, save that bathroom break until after you've collected your luggage. And if you're truly about to burst, avoid the very first restroom you come across. It'll almost certainly have the longest line. Once you're finally reunited with your checked bag, the real challenge begins, because now you have to protect your valuables throughout the rest of your trip. Fortunately, you can use the clever techniques and gadgets I covered in this video to outsmart thieves at their own game. Seriously, pickpockets and luggage thieves absolutely hate it when travelers use this stuff. Alright, everyone, like, subscribe, and do the things. Love you. Bye bye.